Okay, here is an important message. Stop doing the work. Stop doing the inner work. Yeah. We don't need to be seeking and looking to develop ourselves further and further and further. Yeah. Why would a coach be sitting here saying, stop doing the work? Yeah. Life will provide you with every moment that needs to be worked on. Yeah, we don't need to go out and be seeking that ourselves. So life itself is already more than enough a stimulus for the very thing that's most alive for you to attend to here right now, rather than needing to go out and, oh, I'm going to land in a state where I'm completely clear. Yeah, if we can let go of that, embracing our humanity, our humanness, and allowing life to fish out the very thing that's most alive there, and trusting that is what needs to be worked on and processed here right now, then what we mean by doing the work starts to shift and change. It isn't to have no triggers, but instead to be able to allow that trigger to be processed. It isn't to experience no pain, but instead to allow that pain to be processed. It isn't to have no thoughts, but instead to develop the capacity to have the thoughts be processed. It isn't about having no people in our lives and being on a mountain, but instead being able to process anything that arises for us in the face of others. And this is where the work lies. Yeah, it really allows us to soften and relax into what is arising for us. And if we can develop and expand our capacity to allow the pain, the trigger, the what comes up in the face of humans, the thoughts, the emotions to be processed, that there is allowing for a healthy and sturdy ship to sail the seas without trying to stop the weather or the storm that is arising. So it's not to have no storm, but it is simply to, when a storm arises, be able to be in the intensity of that and still continue to steer the ship. Life and everything that arises within it, even if at times it might not feel like so, is the greatest gift in its micro and macro versions. And I have found this time and time again for myself, and I had seen it time and time again in others that have different presentations of these gifts. Yeah, people might often be like, yeah, but Dan, you haven't experienced XYZ, or you don't have kids. At the crux of it, I've seen this be applied in the lives of others with varying presentations of these gifts or challenges that life is offering up. And the result is the same. So, a gratitude not only for what life has brought us to this point, but a gratitude for all of the gifts and challenges that are still to come, because we don't ever land in a place of having fully arrived other than having actually realized that we are already here, and that simultaneously there is a process of unbecoming of the patterns that we've carried on and have been uploaded for us throughout our lifetime through conditioning. Enjoy the process as much as you can. Be with the process is probably the most appropriate and accurate way to speak to that. And have fun where you can. I went to a father's ceremony recently, and there was advice from all of these fathers around raising children. And the key takeaways were: the days are long, the years are short, because the days are long find a way to be able to have fun, to be able to bring joyfulness and playfulness in, even amongst the intensity of it. Yeah. Can you imagine the sailors in the seas? There's probably moments where we can't be joking around and we need to really hone in, focus, and attend to the situation. Absolutely. And can we bring a bit of lightness somewhere around that? Yeah, either a little bit before, a little bit after, but not hold on to these things longer than they need to be held on to and allow the full processing and completion of these situations when pain, emotions, thoughts, triggers have arisen in the face of others. That is it as a note from me together in deep rest, work, and play. And see you on the other side.